Aye. All right, we went into executive session to receive legal advice regarding a real estate matter for Duke Energy. Is there a motion on the floor?
I move that council authorize Administrator Hester to explore a lease agreement with Duke Energy on Fishing Creek access area.
All right, we have a motion. Is there a second?
Can we add enter into an MOU
And
to
enter into
explore
an
the lease
MOU
agreement, please?
on the Fishing Creek access area.
All right, let's go again. What's the motion? Here we started.
The motion is council will authorize the administrator to explore and enter into MOU for a lease agreement with Duke Energy for the Fishing Creek access area.
All right, I have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, is there any discussion? Hearing no discussion, I'll call for the vote. Those in favor, please raise your right hand and say aye.
Aye.
All right, next we have the discussions of negotiations incident to propose contractual matters, arrangements regarding the animal shelter. Is there a motion?
Yes, sir, I'd like to make a motion for Mr. Hester to proceed with contractual agreements regarding the animal shelter with additional funding from the Gateway Fund source.
All right, is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Mr. Hester, do you have a few words about that one?
Sure, and just for full transparency to the public and all the constituents, regarding the animal shelter, the initial cost opinion, and we asked for a very conservatively high cost opinion, an all-in number, including contingency funds, pass-through costs and everything, is roughly $5.25 million. In 2020, there was only $3.3 million allotted for the construction of the animal shelter. It was funded from a sole source of the Gateway Fund. There are excess dollars in the Gateway Fund to cover the cost, the additional cost to the animal shelter. Those excess funds are there because of a refinance, leftover funds from a spec building, as well as some interest that's been accrued. There is no additional needs from council regarding an ordinance because the ordinance already allows for funding from that source.
Can you speak to where it would be located and the completion date or the starting date?
Oh, thank you. That's correct. It's off of Industrial Park Drive and Armory Road, in land that's 20 acres that's owned by the county. If council, with the approval of using those excess Gateway funds, we could potentially go out for bid in September of this year, next month, and we can potentially, weather permitting, start construction on animal shelter and be completed, start construction by January and be completed hopefully by mid to late 2025.
Is there any more discussion? Ms. Mosley, if you don't mind, can you restate your motion?
Oh, sure.
Because it's kind
Sorry, I
of
just,
got.
so I don't say it wrong, let me get it right back out.
Sure.
That's what I get for trying to organize myself.
You have it, Christie? Christie can
I think I
read
got it right
Oh,
here,
okay.
sorry.
Got it.
Maybe not. Go ahead, Christie. I'm sorry.
You have the motion written
You
down?
have it? Hold on.
It's
I
being
got it.
audio recorded.
Oh, okay.
Here we go.
There we
Sorry,
go.
it was the first page I looked at. I'd like to allow Mr. Hester to proceed with contractual agreements regarding the animal shelter with additional funding from the Gateway Fund source.
All right. Hearing no more discussion, I'll call for the question. Those in favor, raise your right hand and say aye.
Aye.
All in favor? All right, last item is 12C, action taken regarding the town of Great Falls. Is there a motion?
I'll move that council authorize the county attorney to respond in writing to the request made by the Great Falls Town Government regarding the county fire MOU. The response will maintain the contract to the end of the fiscal year. The contract will be renegotiated prior to the end of the fiscal year, with the exception of Great Falls' ability to start their own fire service, which will be allowed at this time.
All right, is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All right, hearing no discussion, all in favor, please raise your right hand and say aye. Aye. All in favor. All right, that brings us to council comments. Are there any council comments?
I would like to recognize the three council members from Great Falls in the building tonight, Mr. Dutton, Mr. Gonzalez, Ms. Eagle, and I can't remember the other lady's name, but
Amanda Price.
nice to see somebody come from
Call
the
it.
government bodies in the county and participate with us.
Appreciate y'all being here tonight. I hope we can keep doing this in the future. I'll visit your meeting, y'all come visit ours.
Is there any other comments? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
All right, have a motion and a second. All in